Hello everyone, we are going live to react to that fight. I am an absolute disgrace of a human being right now. I deserve nothing. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. Alright, hang on, let me edit the name of this. Okay, Beterbiev is undisputed. Live reaction. Okay. I'm just gonna drop the link for this over to my Discord. Let's see. Give me a shout if you're in the chat. I don't think Bivol was robbed. I've scored it 115-113 to Beterbiev. I can completely understand how someone would think Bivol won that fight. I don't have a problem with someone scoring it for Bivol. It was some very close rounds. But yeah, for me it was Beterbiev that won the fight. He took it for me on my card. Let me see if we can get some of the regulars in the chat. Let me copy the link for this. Yeah, guys, get your scores in the chat. I want to know how. Yeah. So hi, Stephen. I don't think Bivol was robbed at all. I had Beterbiev winning by a round. I had it 115-113 to Beterbiev. That was my score. And I was scoring it as I went. But like, guys, as I say, I completely understand why someone would think that Bivol won. I don't have any problem with someone scoring it for Bivol. It was a very close fight. There was some very, very close swing rounds in there. So it's not like I'm going to stand here and say, oh, Beterbiev clearly won or Bivol was... No one was robbed. Well... Thank you, Max. I appreciate that. The punch stats might not make it clearer. I mean, I saw after 5 rounds they had Beterbiev throwing like 120 power punches, but I think that's just because they score every single punch he throws as a power punch. So, but basically, guys, I have to apologize for this stream. I have to apologize for this stream. I was supposed to be live streaming for the fight, and I went out last night, and I was like, oh, it's fine, I'll have an early one. I'll start early. I started at sort of 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I thought, oh, you know what, that'll be fine. I'll start at 3, I'll be done by like 9, I'll be in bed by 10, I'll be up bright and early. I'm in Australia, for those of you who don't know. And I went much, much harder than I was anticipating. I wasn't in bed till about 1. I woke up and I felt sick as a dog. I'm an absolute disgrace of a human being right now. I feel properly sick. And yeah, I regret so many things. But I watched the fight though, which is the main thing. I scored the fight. Everyone's saying Bivol won in the chat, so maybe I'm too hungover to score correctly. But I was very comfortable giving that fight to Beterbiev. I thought Beterbiev was the clear winner in that fight for me. 115-113. You know, I say clear winner. It's only because I didn't score it a draw. But I honestly had Beterbiev winning. I did not have a problem with Beterbiev. Sorry, I don't have a problem. I'm losing my words, guys. I don't have a problem with people scoring it for Bivol at all. There were some very, very close rounds in there. I actually thought that. And I will be doing a 6 Things We Learned video. Man from the South, that was exactly the score. I had 115-113 to Artur. But I will be doing a 6 Things We Learned video from this. And one of the things I want to talk about is that was probably the least fit I've seen Beterbiev in a fight. He gassed early in the fight. And he did come on strong at the end. And Bivol, he definitely made Bivol work extremely hard. But I've not seen Beterbiev that tired in the mid-rounds before. And I just wonder if that's a mixture of age. And I wonder... He talked about adapting training camps for injuries and stuff, and I just wonder if he had to change things a little bit because of the knee. And he won the fight for me, but maybe he would have got him out of there if he could have stepped on it a bit more. But I thought that Bivol boxed great. I thought he boxed excellent. And I think they're both brilliant, and I'm very, very happy to have it a draw as well. A rematch would be good. 116-112 Farid. Well, to be honest with you, mate, like because there was quite a few close rounds in there, I scored at 115-113. It's not that big of a reach to see Beterbiev winning another one of those close rounds. It's just one of them. It sounds too wide, but if you score all the close rounds for Beterbiev, then That's just how it's going to end up. But it doesn't mean it wasn't a close fight. I think sometimes the scorecards can be wide, but it doesn't reflect how close a fight is. Yeah, Frank Edge, I agree with you. I don't think it was a robbery at all. At all. I think that term gets massively overused now. I've seen some robberies in boxing, and that definitely wasn't one. I was impressed by both men, and 115-113 Beterbiev was yeah, I think it's a fine score. I think 115-113 Bivol was also fine. Yeah, Hearn, I was expecting... it is surprising to see Beterbiev win by decision. Actually, big shout out to G-Man. I watch his channel sometimes, and I did watch his prediction video for this. And he predicted Beterbiev on points. He said he thought the least Bivol would do would be to get through the fight if he didn't win it. So yeah, I think... Gabalov, please explain why you think it was a robbery. I don't feel it was a robbery. I think they were very, very close rounds. Very close rounds indeed. And because Beterbiev was on the front foot the whole time as well, and also a lot of those fast shots from Bivol that looked really good, a lot of them, I'll stand in a second, Nacho Ninja, a lot of the shots were on the guard. And I felt like Beterbiev's punches were a lot more impactful as well. I definitely scored sort of the effectiveness of his shots. But yeah, guys, boxing scoring can be difficult, very difficult in a fight like that, because it is a large degree of what you like. But I definitely don't have an issue with people saying they thought Bivol won. Nacho Ninja, I'm 5'7", 115 pounds, been training boxing for 10 years now. Do you think I could be you at a fight? I think you mean beat me at a fight. Maybe. 115, 113 Bivol, I could argue draw, but I couldn't see it to Beterbiev. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Juden Diaz. That is your prerogative. Yeah, it was... Yeah, absolutely. It can definitely argue for the draw. And I definitely felt the fight played out pretty much exactly as I thought it would. In terms of I thought that, Bivol had the first few rounds quite comfortably, and then Beterbiev warmed up and started taking over and getting into the rounds a lot more aggression, and making Bivol move a lot. He walked him down. But yeah, it's I did think though that Beterbiev would take over a bit more. Well, to be honest, Juden, I don't think he did make Beterbiev look old for 10 rounds. I've watched a lot of Beterbiev now, and I feel like that's just how he fights. He works his way into it, and if it starts fast, he'll match you. If you hold your feet, like a lot of guys have done against him. But having watched the Vosdik fight, I was fully expecting, fully expecting it to be like a come on strong later. Ethan Theodore, we won. Who's we? I'm not on anyone's side, mate. I'm just enjoying the boxing. Yep. Oh, you won a grand. Well done, mate. What currency are we talking? I hope it wasn't Indonesian rupiah, because it's not very much in that currency. Those championship rounds won in the fight. Yeah, I think he took over at the end to a degree. But then I very nearly gave a couple of those rounds to Bivol as well. It wasn't cut and dry. Crazy X-Man, my boy. Good to see you, mate. You had Bivol winning that fight. Yeah, fair play, mate. No problem. I can give you my scorecard, actually, if you want. I score using the Boxing News app. It's quite good, and then you can see like what everyone else has scored it. I actually scored it the same as my boy Rob Tebbett. We both had it 115-113. Ben Farouk had it 115-113. Sean Brown had it 114-114, a draw. Adam Smith had it 115-115, a draw. So I'm guessing he put some 10-10 rounds in there. But yeah, I scored it 115-113. I scored the first 3 rounds to Bivol. Rounds 4 and 5 for Beterbiev. 6 Bivol, 7 Beterbiev, 8 Beterbiev, 9 Bivol, 10 Beterbiev, 11 Beterbiev, 12 Beterbiev. So yeah, it was but like I really was struggling in a couple of those. It's not easy. So yeah, to those of you saying robbery, it just wasn't a robbery. It's just not true. I'm sorry to say. I think people like to scream robbery after a close fight now, and a lot of people, they go into a fight really supporting someone, so they're always going to feel like if it was close and their man didn't get the decision, that they were hard done by. So who goes on to fight Benavidez? Well, Beterbiev would be the one, I think, mate, moving up. But I think that Bivol can have a great career still. And I actually, to be honest with you, I'd like to see the rematch. I think it was worth a rematch. They're clearly the best 2 guys at that weight. And I think that Bivol might get him in the rematch, because to me, that was the most gassed I've seen Beterbiev in a fight. Anyone found it weird they only shown Bivol's highlights? I think it was he probably did flashier work in those moments. I hadn't seen the highlight reel. It's probably because his work looked a bit flashier, a bit more pleasing on the eye when it happened. But Beterbiev's work was like single shots, more of a grind. There wasn't like flashy combos and But I think Bivol looked great in moments. He really did. There was a few. I made a load of notes during the fight because when I'll do my video later, I want to have it fresh in my head. But yeah, I think that it was actually it was the thing I noticed actually really was the double jab from Beterbiev. You know, there was moments when at the start of the rounds when Bivol would try and hold the center of the ring, but then what you'd see is Beterbiev throwing that little double. And there was one round where he came out and he actually threw it like 3 times in a row, the double, and it instantly made Bivol back up. So that double jab was absolutely key for Beterbiev. Also, he started slinging those right hands into the body around round 5, and they were nasty. And that was the shot that he got going against Vosdik as well that worked really, really well in that fight. So, yeah, those right hands were good. At Stephen Clean, it's Bivol hands on its official stats. What stats are you seeing? I'm quite keen to see the punch stats actually for the fight, if anybody has them. Let me see if I can find them. Punch stats. The problem with those punch stats is that they are done by a person, so I haven't seen them yet, but I'm always quite wary of them. Let's see if they're on The Guardian. I don't know why I'm on The Guardian for boxing, but that's what's come up, so let's see. Beterbiev, I don't know what... Have you guys seen the quotes from Beterbiev after the fight? I haven't seen these. He says, I don't know why, but I didn't like this fight. But I'll be better one day. It's not tough. It's like a little bit uncomfortable. He is a world champion too. He has good skills, but today Allah chose me. During the fight, we always try to change something. I wanted to punch him. Maybe that's why I delivered more punches. I don't know. He said he's happy for the new experience of going the distance, but yeah, he didn't like it. I definitely feel like Beterbiev looked tired in that fight to me. He looked tireder than usual. I really feel that. Might be unfair to say. Do you know what, guys? Actually, I can put my... So I was going to do a live stream for this, and I got a scorecard ready and everything, and it was looking super fresh. And it was going to be really cool. Let me get it up. Is that going to do it? Yeah, there you go. So I had this scorecard made up for the fight. It'll have to be on the next one we do, but I just couldn't wake up this morning. I was dead. As I say, I don't like myself very much right now, so... Yeah, let me... I need to actually get the control thing up for this. How do I find this? So I can update it. But yeah, I had a big one, and I watched the fights. I turned it on for the first round knockout in Wardley Clark, which I was not expecting at all. At all, not one bit. Right, let me update the scorecard. So I had it. I'll go through and put my score in. So I think it will... let me see. So I had it 10-9. Is that doing it? Yeah, that's doing it. Sweet. So first 3 rounds were Bivol. And then I think I scored it for Beterbiev. So you guys can see how I scored this and exposed myself, exposed my corrupt scoring card to the world. Then it was 10-9 to Beterbiev. 5, I had 10-9 Beterbiev. I think, did I go 6 Bivol? Yeah. 6 for Bivol. 7 Beterbiev. 8 Beterbiev. 9 Bivol. 10 Beterbiev. Oh wait, no, that's wrong. Sorry, guys, just 1 second. I'm just going to fill this in. 11 Beterbiev, 12 Beterbiev. So he just took over at the end there. But it's no shame to Bivol because he put a lot into that fight. There you go. So that is... Let me see if that's showing up. It is. So that was my scorecard for the fight. Is it showing on screen? Yeah, it is. Awesome. Those scores are not... Oh, yeah, they are. There we go. Cool. Let me just get to some of your comments because I've been a bit distracted. Sorry. Okay, let's see. Lyle Temple. As Roger Mayweather says, they don't know S about boxing. Ineffective aggression should not win fights. Yeah, but it was effective aggression, though. Like, he did land shots. And Bivol only landed in small flurries, and a lot of it was on the gloves. And, yeah, I don't think that... I mean, look, it wasn't like he landed loads of... Neither man was landing loads of clean punches. It was a high-level fight, but I definitely don't have a problem with the decision. And I agree with it. In the rematch, I think Artur will be in better condition, possibly, although he is getting older, so we don't know if it was the knee or if it was age. It's very, very hard to say what the cause of the issue was there. Optics-wise, it wasn't nice to see him always backing up and the marking. Yeah, you're right. I think being on the back foot that much, depending on what a judge likes, it can be harder to score a fight for someone who's moving around that much in the ring. Bivol will win the rematch. He stood his ground too much this fight. I don't think he did, mate. When he tried to, Beterbiev would throw that double jab and back him up. And Bivol, Bivol moved loads. He moved so much. I don't think he can move more than that. So I think the key to a rematch will be probably to go to the body a bit more. But I think it will be timing as well, because I think Beterbiev, to me, was looking older and slower in there. But not punch speed wise, just cardio wise. I've never seen him look that tired in the middle of a fight before, and he wasn't getting hit loads. So yeah. Artur should not move up to cruiser. He'd get killed by Jai. Yeah, I wouldn't like that matchup for him, to be fair. That's actually a good shout. I think Jai's probably a bit too big and athletic. Having said that, it is Beterbiev, and he is good. Beterbiev looked awful tonight in Storm. I don't think he looked awful. I just think Bivol is a good fighter, and it made it tough. Beterbiev at 50% beats Bivol at his best. I don't know if that was 50% Beterbiev, to be honest, mate. I just think Bivol's a good fighter, and I think Beterbiev did well in the fight. He put it on him. But for me, it was a cardio issue. He just didn't come on as strong as he normally does to me. That was some biased scorecards, my guy, Benjamin. Well, that's funny, Benjamin, because loads of people agree with me, so what do you want me to say? I'm not biased at all. I don't mind who wins or who loses. I just want to... I try and be as objective as I can. And we've all got our biases, but I'm not consciously being biased. I'm not like, oh, I really wanted Beterbiev to win, I'm going to score it for Beterbiev. No, I just watch the fight. I try and score it. That's it. So I'm sorry that you don't like the way I scored the fight, but it definitely was not biased. I had no issue with Bivol winning this fight. Michael Lynch, I had same scorecard except round 6 I had Beterbiev, so 116, 12, 112. Yeah, I mean, that was one of the judges gave that. A lot of people were upset about that, but it's just one of them. It's a close fight, and when you have close rounds, sometimes it can look a bit wider on the cards than what actually happened in the ring. So it's just one of them. Most of Artur's punches were on the gloves, yeah, they were, but some of them landed too, and most of Bivol's punches were also on the gloves or didn't land at all. So yeah, no, it was a fight of fine margins. So that's just how it goes. But no one's saying that either man blew anyone away. No one's saying that Beterbiev blew Bivol away. It's not a robbery, close fight, good fight. Benjamin, landing on the gloves while he had Bivol backpedaling. It's not a good look to be stalked. It's not great. But also he did land some clean punches too. It's not, I only score the clean punches. I don't land that. The only time I really score ineffective aggression is when nothing else happens in the round. I don't have a problem with someone being on the back foot if they are actually still landing punches. It's just who lands the cleaner, more effective work. And indeed, sometimes it's like there's cleaner, more effective work, but it's like there's only 1 or 2 punches. And then the other fighter lands loads and loads of punches that are half defended. So then who do you score it to? And it's difficult. It's what do you like in that instance? Ty Crouch, my boy. Guys, Ty Crouch in Melbourne. Unbelievable coach. Unbelievable. At Fight Club on Flinders. Benny taking his ass back to 168. Yeah, I think he wants that Canelo money, doesn't he? Eric C. Backwards fighting without high punch output will lead to lost rounds. Potentially. It just depends what the other man's doing, doesn't it? But I don't know. It was close. It was really close. I just don't have an issue if people score this for Bivol. But I obviously scored it for Beterbiev, so it was impressive off the knee injury tie. I completely agree with you, mate. But I do also think that there were some leftover remnants of that knee injury, and not in the way he was moving. He moved great, but I just don't think he was able to get fit enough. I've done a bit of stuff with Josh Taylor in the past, and I remember going into that first Jack Catterall fight when it got postponed, he had a knee injury. And then when he had to make weight for that first fight, I remember he looked absolutely horrific. And it was because he'd had this knee injury, so he had so much more weight to get off than normal. Now, Beterbiev lives the life, clearly, but the last thing you need when you're about to turn 40 and go into the biggest fight of your life is to have a big knee injury. He's huge at the weight as well. He's so lean, so keeping his weight down must be tough. And and also he wouldn't have been able to do his usual road work. I imagine he was doing a lot of alternative training, so I definitely think the knee slowed him down a bit. You guys do realize that defense is a scoring criteria, right? What's your point, Benjamin? Why are you so angry? Stop typing in caps. Stephen Faulkner. Beterbiev was stalking him, but he wasn't landing much and getting countered in most encounters majority of the fight. Yeah, I mean, look, Bivol did some good work, mate. He did, but Beterbiev, for me, Beterbiev just landed a few more big shots. It's pretty simple, you know. Could have gone either way. Yep, exactly. Had it a draw. Bivol did look better. Better than what? Do you mean better than normal, or do you mean better than Beterbiev? Sean on boxing. Pink Orange. Betters didn't need to have good movement because they used an 18-foot ring. I heard the ring was big. Was it an 18-foot ring? I heard it was a massive ring. Obviously not. Artur, I'm just going to stop reading those capitalized ones. Chief Moise. Beterbiev isn't winning a rematch. I doubt we're getting one. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. If they make him enough money, if they make him an offer that is big enough money, I'm sure he'll take it. Listens, please stop spamming robbery. It was not a robbery. And yeah, I'm just actually going to block you because I don't really need you spamming that. How do I do that? There we go. Done. Yeah, I think it's not a robbery, to say the least. And if people are going to come in here and just scream robbery without explaining themselves, I don't mind if you want to call it a robbery, but explain yourself. No spamming, please. Yo, my bro, how you doing, dude? Artur was the deserved winner. Yes, bro. I agree. I think Artur was the deserved winner. That's why I scored it for him. But, again, I have no issue with people thinking Bivol won. That's completely fine. I wanted Beterbiev to win, but this was not a clean victory. A draw would be fair. And to be honest, I had Bivol winning. Yeah, fair enough, mate. Completely fine with that opinion. And they score according to the most effective punches. They do indeed, my friend, Raphael. PhD Boxing, what's next for Beterbiev and Bivol? It's a really good question. I think if I'm Bivol, if he can actually make 168, it's quite interesting for him, that division. There's some good fights from there. But it's that Canelo rematch for him, really, if you're looking at money. If you're looking at legacy, he'll want the Beterbiev rematch for sure. I don't see him going up a weight. I think he's too small. I mean, even the ring, you could see Beterbiev looked a lot bigger than Bivol. Like, you just looked at the size of their arms, the thickness of their bodies. Beterbiev just a bigger dude, much bigger dude. So I don't think Bivol would fare well at cruiserweight. I think if either man was going to go up, it would be Beterbiev, but I'd have to think about that. I would have to think about that one. Guys, I'm just going to get a quick drink of water. I'll be 1 second. All right, I am back. Jesus, I'm so dehydrated. Danu Asi, the whole thing that Bivol was boxing and Beterbiev wasn't is crazy. He was blocking a lot of big shots. I don't quite understand what you mean, but yeah, both men defended quite well in the fight, I thought. I think Beterbiev lacked variety in his punch selection. He normally throws wide hooks to stop fighters pivoting off the ropes. Yeah, but I think that Bivol kept a good gap between them, and so he would have been overextending. But also, I think that, you're right. And actually, thinking about it, he didn't throw his lunging jab as much as he normally does. And I wonder if that was the knee, potentially. What are the punch stats? Sleekers, I don't know, mate. I'm trying to find them. But if anybody has the punch stats or can find the punch stats, please let me know. And I will try and get them up on screen because I would like to see them. Note that it was 18 foot compared to 20 to 22 foot ring. So it naturally favoured Beterbiev. Yeah, that does favour him. I didn't realise. I thought they had a big ring. I didn't realise it was going to be a smaller one. Done, hello. He only won because of the dictator. Okay, never mind. Yeah. Beterbiev. Wait, where's this gone? I want this to piss off. Sorry, this is being annoying. There we go. Sorry, I just had a weird pop-up. I had it 7-5 Beterbiev, Henry. Yep. Very first scorecard, mate. 116 Beterbiev card was kind of questionable. Yeah, I know it sounds bad, but like I said a minute ago, I honestly just believe that sometimes you get these wider cards even when it's a close fight. It's simply because if there's a lot of close rounds, sometimes the judge gives them all to one guy. But I didn't have any issue with the scoring. No issue at all. Man from the South, writing this in non-caps. Good. After taking those L steps in the fight is a big red flag, right? He always got caught on those L steps. Yeah, mate, that was a good shout. The L steps, He always did it to his right, and yeah, there was a point where Bivol started reading it a little bit, and yeah, it was something that didn't work that well for him, but it was also kind of okay. He kind of got away with it most of the time. Better than Beterbiev, but felt he still only won 6 rounds, but he boxed great while Beterbiev struggled a bit. Fair? Beterbiev never gets boxing credit. I do think people don't necessarily understand the subtleties of what he's doing. I don't think people think he's bad or anything, but yeah, it is what it is. You know, people want to see a knockout and they only watch the knockout highlights. They don't watch the stuff he's doing in between a lot of the time. So it is what it is. Most Artur's punches were blocked, whereas Bivol landed the cleaner punches and controlled the fight. I obviously don't agree with you. I think it was a very even, close fight. I think they both landed punches. I think they both blocked a lot of punches. And I think that Beterbiev's punches had a far bigger impact than Bivol's did a lot of the time. But Bivol won rounds too. You know, it was a very close fight. Bivol sold not winning the last couple of rounds, boxed really well, but no robbery. Agreed, Zen. Bethaniel, how are you, mate? 168. Canelo won't do it unless it's at 175. Yeah, that's weird though, isn't it? Like, surely he'd want to bring him down to 168 if he's going to do that rematch. You know, I would want to bring Bivol down. I wouldn't want to fight him at 175 again. I think Canelo is much closer to being a 168 than he is to being a 175. If there was more rounds in the... I can't say your name, mate. It's like a bunch of letters and numbers. It's like Zerald. And you said, if there was more rounds in the fight, I think Bivol was going out. Also, the fighting hasn't finished. We could really do if you're doing some MMA coverage tonight. Guys, I'm really sorry to say this, but I'm not an MMA fan. I just... Sure, if there's like a couple strikers on and so I've been told that they're good, then I might check it out. But to be honest with you, it's just not for me. I love boxing. I'm a big boxing fan. I enjoy the sport a lot. And I wouldn't want to start talking about something that I've just got no clue about. I feel like I can read the striking quite well when it comes to the MMA. But as soon as they start grappling and stuff, I just haven't got a bloody clue what's going on. And to be honest with you, I don't care to learn about it either. It's just not for me. I don't find it interesting. But I get it. You know, it's like me. Like, I'll watch a boring boxing fight and see some interesting stuff, whereas someone else will watch it and go, that was awful. But it's the same thing with MMA. You know, those guys, when they're grappling and stuff, I can't appreciate it because I haven't got a clue what's going on. But I just don't have any desire to learn about it. So, yeah, mate, sorry, I'm not an MMA guy. But if you guys want to check out MMA stuff, go to my mate's channel, Fight Energy Films. Actually, the lad who runs it, Alex, we went to university together. We studied at uni together in Manchester. So, it's really random that we've both ended up doing fight channels. But, yeah, he's a great lad. Really good stuff. Really knows his stuff. So if you want to go and check him out, Fight Energy Films, you should go and have a look at his channel if you like MMA. But that is not for me. Let's have a look at some more comments. Oh, yeah, just finishing replying to your comment there about the... if there was more rounds, would Beterbiev have finished him? I do believe he would have. Bivol looked absolutely exhausted. If it was a 15-round fight like the old days, I think Beterbiev would have got him. But, you know, it is what it is. I think normally Beterbiev would have got him in 12. I think if 2019 Beterbiev was in the ring, I think it would have been a different story. For me, like, I couldn't... I made in my notes, I made a note of... I couldn't believe how gassed he was in the mid-rounds, Beterbiev. And I really thought that he was going to come undone for a moment there. And I was like, gosh, he's not warming into this at all. He's really not. But... actually, in the end, he came on really, really strong. He did really well. So yes. Let's see. Guys, get in the chat, actually, and let me know. Who would you... And actually, I should probably do a poll, shouldn't I? Let's do a poll. I want to see who people thought won. Who won? Very simple. Beterbiev. Bivol. Who won? I'll put in your opinion, because otherwise people will be smart and be like, well, Beterbiev won, obviously. You know what I mean, people. There we go. Start poll. So it'll be interesting to see what you guys think about that. Also, I just want to check if I have done this, but I just want to see if I've got my link in the description for the Discord. I don't. Guys, I'm also going to drop this. So this is pretty cool, and it's something that I'm really proud of and enjoying already, and it's only just started, but... I've started a Discord server, a guy called Henry Boxing Club. If I've got my link in the description I'd like to invite whoever would enjoy coming and chatting boxing with us to join.
This is pretty cool, and it's something that I'm really
honestly, like, I'm really happy with how it's growing. I've literally advertised it in one video so far.
I've started a Discord server. A guy called Henry.
Got some great people in there, really cool people, and I don't have that many mates who like boxing, so I'm enjoying this chat.
Guys, I'm also going to drop this. So to join. This is pretty cool, and it's something that I'm really
honestly, like, I'm really happy with how it's growing. I've literally advertised it in one video so far.
I've started a Discord server.
So get involved. I'm just putting it in the chat now.
Got some great people in there, really cool people, and I don't have that many mates who like boxing, so I'm enjoying this chat. Guys, I'm also going to drop this. So
yeah, go and check that out, guys. Join the server if you want to. Great, as I say, some really great lads in there already, and I'm really enjoying it. It's cool.
I've started a Discord server.
So get involved. I'm just putting it in the chat. So far, just over half of you think Bivol won the fight.
And I don't have that many mates who like boxing.
Sorry guys, hang on. That should sort it. Apologies. Is that better now? Let me know if the audio is sorted now. Is the audio okay now, guys? Does it sound fine? Guys, how's the audio now? Is it still looping? Oh, crap. What's happening? Better. Okay, thank God. I'm sorry about that. I think I opened the stream on YouTube to get the link for the Discord server, and yeah, apologies. Anyway, if you do want to get in with some great people, chat some boxing, and I don't want any trolls in there or any of that rubbish. If you go in there and troll and talk rubbish, then you will be kicked from the server. But the idea is just to have a place where we can talk boxing and talk ideas, and yeah, if you've got something you think you want to talk about, if you've got an idea for how you think a fight's going to go, we'll talk about. Because also, guys, I don't really do news videos. It's not really my thing. I'm not really that into it, but chatting about it can be quite funny. It's like, oh, did you see this? That was amusing. I don't mind that. I just don't want to do full videos about the drama and all that rubbish. So we'll have a little server in there for general chat. We got a chat in there for predictions. So yeah, I think it's going to be sick. So yeah, get over and join it. And please like the stream, by the way, as well, if you're in here. There's got quite a few of you in here. We've got 18 likes on the stream. We've had about 100 viewers for a while now. So please do bang the stream a like if you're enjoying this. So, so Beterbiev has now overtaken in the voting. Beterbiev is at 57%. So those of you screaming robbery for Bivol, more than half people think that Beterbiev won. So I think you just need to relax a little bit. I don't think it was a robbery. So let me go back up the chat because I've missed a few comments here. Apologies. So where did I get to? Okay, fine, yeah. If Bivol was landing so clean and Beterbiev wasn't, why was Bivol's face so swollen? Indeed. You know, and guys, I'm not discrediting Bivol. I really want to be clear here. I don't think I can be clearer. Bivol had his moments. He fought really, really well. But I think Beterbiev won the fight. It's that simple. And it was very close. Yeah, I agree that it would be a potential possibility that someone is smoking crack if they think that Bivol controlled the entire fight. From Salt. Splism Splasm, good fight. I had it even. Yeah, even is completely fine by me. I very, very nearly scored the last round a draw. Sorry, for Bivol. But I think Beterbiev, well, I know Beterbiev just took it for me at the end. So it could easily have been a draw. It was so, so close. And guys, Eddie Hearn is having an absolute shocker recently, isn't he? He's having an absolute nightmare. All his fighters are losing. Yeah, he's got completely cleaned out by Frank Warren. And I know Beterbiev's not a Warren fighter, but another guy of Eddie Hearn's has lost. And this is just not a good look for him at all. He must be really concerned because... Well, is he really concerned? I don't know. Let me just sort of focus out on this. There we go. Yeah, he must be like, what is happening, you know? He went from having such a good stable to it's like getting cleaned out at the minute. Not good at all. Bivol threw more, but landed... Bivol outlanded Art by 10 punches total, but Beterbiev threw over 100 more. If they run it back... I'd love to see the... I'd love to see the punch stats. Has anybody seen them? If so, can you tell me where to find them? Henry, I think that term robbery can come from the home fight context. We saw that in the US a few times with questionable judges. Clearly, the Saudis are 100% Beterbiev fans. Are they? And was he the home fighter? I feel like Bivol was getting a lot more support. I don't know. I don't think the Saudis had a problem with Bivol winning that fight. I think the scorecards were pretty fair. 116, 112. At least give me that, bro. That doesn't make any sense. Well, again, I said it was close rounds, and if you scored them all for Beterbiev, which could have happened, then it could be that one round wider than what I've got it. So yeah, I'm kind of not that against that. It is what it is. And yeah, guys, please, as I say, bang a like on the stream. Also, if you're new around here, subscribe to the channel. We are growing. We're growing rapidly, and I'm loving it. Let's see. I honestly think if given a 22-foot ring, Bivol wins every time. The only issue is Bivol not having physical space to move around, not from Beterb's pressure, to be honest. I don't know, though, because, like, pink-orange, because honestly, it wouldn't have helped Bivol to land any more punches, and yes, there would have been a bigger gap for Beterbiev to close, but Bivol had to stop moving at some point. It just would have given him more space to move more, and he couldn't keep that up. Like, he moved as much as he physically could, I think. So, Raphael Ulay says, yeah, Beterbiev won 150, 130, no questions. Well, I think there are questions, and I'm completely fine for them to be asked. And I think if you scored it for Bivol, the same card, fine. If it was a draw, fine. No problem with that. Salt says, I think Beterbiev did a good job cutting off the ring and conserving his energy compared to Bivol, since he wasn't focused on using footwork to avoid getting hit as much. Yeah? I think he had to as well, because he looked so tired in the mid-rounds. He really did. Big Beth Annual again. I want to know what's crazy. Canelo apparently offered Shiraz a fight, but not Janibek. Is that true? That doesn't sound true. I seriously doubt Canelo's offered Hamza Shiraz a fight. And it's not mad at all, is it, mate? Because Janibek is just not a name, is he? If Shiraz and Janibek fight, because I heard that they might make that, that is a tough fight for Shiraz. Well, and for Janibek. Shiraz can win it, but it's not a foregone conclusion at all. Bivol wife won. Mate, I hate that. I really hate that stuff. You know? I mean, obviously, if he's a bad guy, it's awful if it's true. But I hate talking about that crap. I just want to talk about the boxing. Do you know what I mean? I thought Beterbiev looked gassed in the middle rounds. Yeah, David Ho, I completely agree with you, mate. That was what I was saying. Beterbiev looked so tired, and his corner were like fanning him with a towel. They were trying to hype him up. They were trying to get him mentally in it. Yeah, it was quite a sight. I've never really seen like that. Why do you think Beterbiev neglected the body? It was so weird. Really disappointed by the Artur performance. I understand that Bivol performed well, but there were so many openings he seemed to miss. Yeah, I think that what was working well for him was when he threw the double jab and then he threw those big right hands to the body. But Bivol was moving a lot, and the body wasn't always there to be hit. But you're right, there were moments when he was standing right in front of him and he could have just thrown that double gun to the body. I think it was largely to do with the fact that Beterbiev was quite tired. I've never really seen him stand his ground like that with someone like Bivol, where he could walk into space, he could throw a bit more. I think whoever said it before was right. I think he was really managing his cardio, to be fair. Kia Adams says Bivol was robbed once again. Do you want to provide an explanation for that or no? Yeah. Bivol wasn't robbed, agreed. If you were Beterbiev, would you retire? Well, that's a difficult one to answer, and I think that... what would I do if I was Beterbiev? I'd probably take the rematch, because I think Beterbiev will feel like he can perform better than that. I think he'll feel like he could be fitter than that, even if he can't be. I think Beterbiev would like to run it back and try and stop him, probably. Would I retire? He's probably made a lot of money. He's probably made a few million off that fight. So if I was Beterbiev, I've had an undefeated career. I've beaten the best guy in the division. I'm about approaching 40. But I'm not Beterbiev. I can't be inside his mind. I've got no idea. I've got no idea what he should do. I really don't know. I think he should do what he wants to do. If I was him, I don't know. What's left for him to do, though? Who's left for him to beat? Go up to cruiserweight, maybe, and try and establish a bit of a legacy there? I don't know. Maybe that's something he could consider, but like someone said earlier, Jaya Patai would be difficult. So, I don't know. Artur didn't outbox anyone. He stood around doing nothing the first 4 rounds. Well, I had him winning the 4th round, but the first 3, he was getting outboxed. But that's how he fights every fight. And also, that's the first 4 rounds. The rest of the fight, he did well. So, it is what it is, as they say. I feel like Beterbiev stopped the attempts at the body when the distance wasn't right. Bivol kept moving and countering on most of Beterbiev's attempts. Yeah, indeed. Indeed, that's very true. Let me go down here. God, sorry guys, there's a lot of comments and I have fallen behind. Let me see. Right. Is Bivol and Usyk Loma style compatible? Can they be used together? I don't think so, because the constant foot movement means that you don't set your feet as much. So Beterbiev is quite flat-footed. He always has his feet planted. So he does a lot of switch stepping and things like that. He didn't really switch much in this fight, actually, which was interesting. So, Henry, you're going to do a video on what you think both fighters did right in that night. I think Bivol's footwork was immaculate in the early rounds, and he switched up. Yeah, I will. I'll be doing 6 things we learned, and I'll put it out probably so it's online on Sunday morning UK time, something like that. So I'll make that later. We'll do the stream for a bit, and then we'll make that. But yes, Crazy X-Man. Oh my God, Bivol's wife recording her reaction to the result. Oh, just get out of here. Someone looking for a bit of internet fame, I think. Sky Nicholson got it done, thankfully. Oh, thank goodness that Sky Nicholson got it done. Yeah, Eddie Hearn will be slightly relieved about that, but she's not exactly a cash cow, is she? And I didn't watch, guys. I didn't actually watch. As I've already explained, some of you weren't here earlier, but as I already explained, I had a horrible hangover. I have a horrible hangover. And I could not wake up to watch all the cards, so I turned it on just as Wardley had knocked out Fraser Clark. Like, literally, I missed the punch, and he was just slumped, and I was like, what happened? What round is it? And it's like round 1. I was like, damn. So I missed all the undercards, so I need to go back and have a look. I saw the stuff with Liam Cameron and what's his name? Falling out the ring. Absolutely crazy. Words are escaping me right now. I can't remember his name. Who did Liam Cameron fight? Well, I remember Liam Cameron, not the main guy. Anyway, I'm going mad. I'm so tired. Anyway, so let's see. Arthur was walking around and did nothing for the first 4 rounds. How does anyone think he won? Too little, too late, mate. There's 8 rounds after the first 4 rounds. What are you talking about? But yeah, I agree. He lost the first 3. I thought Bivol won, but Beterbiev equal deserved it as well. It could have gone either way. There were some swing rounds. Exactly, Danilou. I completely agree with that assessment. Crazy X-Man. Andre Ward just chimed in saying, but Bivol won 160-112. I mean, I didn't see it that way, but Andre Ward knows what he's talking about. Let's see. Beth, when people say robbery, like, are close fights robberies, or am I missing something? Yeah, dude, that's it, man. It's like people don't enjoy. They can't grasp the concept of something just being close, and it could go either way. But I think some people just didn't see Artur as really doing anything clean. But I just don't agree, and Bivol's face tells you he did. So you don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure that one out. Not at all. There's nothing Bivol can do better in the rematch. He gave everything and still couldn't stop Beterbiev advancing. Yeah, I mean, I think that he might not be better, but Beterbiev might be worse in a rematch because he's getting older. And he didn't take much punishment in that fight, so I wouldn't say the fight took more out of him, but just the injuries and can he get himself through another training camp, get himself fit enough? I definitely think he probably had a very managed training camp there. He didn't look like he had his usual cardio to me, I have to say. You guys should look at the live post-fight press conference. Bivol said he actually lost the fight. Oh, really? Interesting. Maybe I should... let me see if I can get that on for you guys. Hang on. Let me just get my headphones on. And I might be able to... get that for you. Hang on a second. Or at the very least, I can listen to it and then relay it back to you. Let's see. Let's see if we can find this post-fight press conference. Bivol and Eddie Hearn talk after defeat. They're talking right now. Okay, I'll get it in my ear. I'll let you know guys know what they're saying. Wow, Bivol's really marked up, guys. Really, really marked up. So, Bivol's being very graceful in defeat, and he is accepting defeat, which I like. He's a proper warrior, Bivol. Proper classy man. Well, in the ring. And he thinks he can be better. And I like that, you know, that's he's self-critical. He's, you know, he's trying, all he cares about is self-improvement and performance. And that was his mindset going into this fight. You could see he just wanted to beat the best guy and see how good he really was. Asking if Bivol found Artur different in the ring from what he was expecting. Saying how heavy his hands were. Very strong. Yeah, and for his age, good endurance is what Bivol's saying. Yeah. Yeah. Just gave him praise as a very, very good fighter. Asking what he'll do next if there's a rematch, if there's no rematch. Yeah, he's just saying he wants to rest, basically. Fair play. Yeah. Oh, he's going to feel awful after that. He performed great, but it wasn't enough, and you've got to feel bad. Eddie being asked. Yeah, Eddie's not happy with the 8-4 scorecard at all. At all. Someone's commented saying, this dude has better boxing content than 90% of YouTube and he isn't getting no likes or super chats. Do you know what, mate? I do appreciate you saying that. But guys, you don't have to do that. Keep your hard-earned money. If you want to send me money, like, that's cool. That sounds cool to me. But I don't really want people... Why the F would you send me money to answer a question? That's crazy to me. I'm not that interesting. Keep your money, guys, and I will do the best I can to deliver the content still. And I try and get through all the comments anyway, so, you know, it is what it is. Don't worry about that. Just keep watching. That's all I want you to do. Just keep watching. Gabalov, yeah, no, I'm listening to Eddie right now. He's not using the word robbery, but he is very much implying that Bivol won the fight. They're analysing the scorecards right now. And Bivol's manager saying he thinks that the judge that gave it 8-4 should be suspended. He's just called out the judge's name and said he thinks he should be suspended. And he said when he comes back from Chechnya, he should be suspended. And the guy is actually Polish, so he's basically insinuating that he's been biased towards Beterbiev in the scoring of the fight. They're doing one more question. I'll just hear what they have to say. Hang on. Oh, it's a question in Russian, so I'm not gonna get this one, unfortunately. My Russian is not great. Even though I spent a fair bit of time in Bali, guys, and there was a lot of Russians in Bali, my Russian was not developed in any way, shape, or form in that time. So yeah. Let's have a look at the poll. All right, so we've got 99 votes. Someone going to make the 100th vote, and let me know after 100 votes who won, Beterbiev or Bivol. We've got Beterbiev at 52%. So very, very split. You know, you'd think Beterbiev would give him the rematch, to be honest, because it was that close. I think if I was Beterbiev, I'd probably want to try and get the knockout in the rematch. I'd probably want to try and get myself a bit fitter. And guys, please chuck a like on the stream as well if you're here. I want to keep this... I don't know, how long have we been going for? A little while. A little while. All right, Eddie Hearn has asked his last question. Let's see. Anyone else? More Russian questions, guys. Yeah, please do like the video. That's all I ask. You don't have to send me your money. Just like the video. 100 votes. Done. 52% Beterbiev and 48% Bivol. Very, very close. That's very, very close indeed. Wow. So really torn, really, really split. And if you're Bivol, you're going to feel really unlucky and gutted. S. Why do you think Beterbiev didn't try to land many uppercuts? I feel like that could have split Bivol's guard when he was covering up. Because I think most of the time Beterbiev was having to throw from range, and it was only towards the end that he started actually getting close to him and throwing those short little hooks around and pivoting around the man. And it's always towards the end of the fight that Beterbiev starts getting that kind of work in. If you watch the Vosdik fight back, you'll see it was towards the end he started fighting like that. You're right, the uppercut might have been a nice shot, but, you know, I think when you've got a high guard like that throwing around, it's always a good idea. And you're right, go up the middle from that is a nice thing to do. But yeah, it wasn't many opportunities for Beterbiev to work in that space. So that's probably the main reason. And throwing them from range is not good. Salt saying he missed them a lot, yeah. Constantino Stag. Even though I wanted Beterbiev to win, I feel bad for Bivol. It's the kind of defeat that can very well F you up psychologically, because even the doubt of the game being unfair can destroy you. Yeah. I don't think he should feel disheartened. I think he should feel really happy how he performed, and it went the distance, and it was so close. I mean, honestly, it was so close. He was probably a few punches from winning it to swing a couple rounds in his favor. It was that close. There was only a couple of landslide rounds for Beterbiev, in my opinion. The rest of the time, they were razor so close. And you can see I've given Bivol a fair few rounds. So, but in the second half of the fight, Beterbiev just really took over. And that was exactly, in my prediction, if you watch it, obviously I predicted the knockout for Beterbiev, but that was exactly how I saw it going. And I even said I thought that you might see Bivol building up quite a nice points lead at the beginning and even making Beterbiev look a bit silly at times. And I think that was the case. There was moments where he made Beterbiev look quite amateurish and quite slow. And yeah, it was exactly how I thought it would go. But I just thought there would be a finish at the end of it, and it wasn't quite there. So I just think Beterbiev didn't have the gas to go in there and finish it. So Gabalov, financially the rematch is great, but Beterbiev has no interest to risk his belt against the only man who can beat him. Well, you don't know that, mate. I mean, he just did it. So he just did it. So let's see. I think they would do the rematch if the money's right. Devin Haney is a prime example of that. I don't know what that is, but yeah. He's a prime example of something. How different do you think this fight would have been if Beterbiev was a few years younger? I think he would have got to him quicker, and I think he would have knocked him out before the end of the fight. I think 2019 Beterbiev would have stopped him there, for sure. I don't want to say he's like a man on the slide, because it's really... Well, I've got to be honest. I think he of course he is. He's 39. There's no way he can be as good as he was a few years ago. But he's still very, very good. And I think that it's interesting. If there is a rematch, there's two ways it can go for me. Well, three. He'll either look exactly the same, or this is actually the dumbest thing I've ever said, or he might actually be able to get himself a bit fitter because there'll be a longer distance from the knee injury, or he might actually decline a bit and get even worse and be less fit, and then Bivol might take it. So if I Bivol, I would really want that rematch. I would really, really want it. Yeah. I think Beterbiev will go against Benavidez. That'd be cool. I'd enjoy that. That'd be an awesome fight. Bivol will take the rematch against Canelo. Maybe. But then the thing is, mate, Bivol's not got belts anymore, and Canelo's going to want those belts on the line if he's going to take a big chance like that. Because let's be honest, Bivol beats Canelo all day, and twice on Sundays, as Tyson Fury likes to say. So there's no way Canelo's going to take that now. Bivol's got no belts, for one. For two, Canelo's going to keep fighting against the guys he can make the most money as possible he can for as long as possible, and Bivol is not a financially lucrative fight for him now. So I think that you'll see Canelo against someone like Eubank Jr. pretty soon. That would not surprise me at all. Even if he was younger, it would still be a skills issue. Bivol is just a better pure boxer. Do you think that Bivol won the fight? Utkarsh, is that how I say your name? How do you see Benavidez doing against Beterbiev if he beats Morel? Well, I think Beterbiev would maul Benavidez, to be honest with you. But that's just what I think. Does Benavidez want that smoke? Probably not, mate. But I think he would do it. I think if the money's right. Again, the great thing about these Saudi cards is the money's right, so these big fights are getting made. That's why they're so good. But guys, I'm going to head off soon. Go and make my 6 Things We Learned video. But before I go, please join the Discord server if you're keen to chat some boxing. As I say, I think we're going to grow a really, really sick community over there. And I'm really happy with how it's going so far. I think everybody that's in there is sound. We're having some great conversations, and it just makes the build up to the fights more fun as well. So yeah, please get involved if if you're keen. If not, no problem. I just want to see if anybody's joined during the stream. Actually, I'm still figuring out Discord. I've never really used it before, so yeah, I'm struggling a bit here. But oh, there we go, members. We are up to 30 members, which is awesome. So yeah, come and join, guys, if you want to keep the conversation going outside of these videos. Come and join the Discord server. It's my pinned comment in the chat here if you want to get on it. And just chuck the stream a like before you go if you would. Please subscribe if you're new. And I hope you've enjoyed this reaction. I have to apologize. I am disgusted with myself for my performance. But as I say, I didn't manage to get up for the fight. I didn't manage to get up to the stream because I was absolutely dead. So I watched the fight in bed. But I appreciate everybody coming on afterwards and chatting with me. Really enjoyed this. And I hope in the future I won't be so stupid as to go and have a massive on the night before. So yeah, guys, I'll wrap it up now. But thank you so much for joining me. And I hope everybody has a great day. And 6 things we learned will be out probably when you wake up in the US. It'll be out. I can guarantee you that. So anyway, have a great one, guys. Catch you later.